Welcome back to Go. We are here with Kim from Skyline Falconry, and this is Gimli. Gimli is a little famous.
He is very famous. He is actually the son of the famous Harry Potter's owl Hedwig. He came in all the way from Scotland, and we didn't have to pay extra for his fame, so that was nice.
Well, and he's used to the cold, so the cold weather out now, he likes the cold.
He does like the cold. He's a little bit of a weenie sometimes, and he does shiver every now and then. But these guys are normally found in the Arctic, and they do also come to Northern Ontario. This year we've had actually quite a few snowy owl sightings. Yes, there's been quite a few. So they are definitely adapt to the -40 temperatures. It's actually when it gets warmer where we have to kind of cool them down and really monitor them because they have such dense feathering all throughout their body to keep them insulated through the winter time. So of course when the summertime comes, that's like wearing a fur jacket on top of you. So it's a little bit opposite for these guys.
Well, he is just beautiful. And tell me a little bit about snowy owls. Like, he's got some really neat fur around his face because I'm close enough to see that, and he's got beautiful eyes.
He certainly does. And of course, the eyes are really what's famous about owls in general. And of course, the yellow eyes of the snowy owl is something that's really captivating. What's really neat about this is he's got lots of feathering covering his face, and that actually serves a purpose because snowy owls are actually nearsighted. They can't see about a foot within in front of their face. So when you actually touch their face like this, he'll kind of nibble and feel around. And that's what they do for food. So when they do catch something, they'll actually utilize those feathers and whisker kind of looking things to feel for their food. And another really cool thing, you see that he tilts his head a lot. They move their head, which is typical of the owls, because their eyes are fixated in their head. So they actually have the potential to move their head 270 degrees. Oh, wow. And so that's how they see and also how they hear. They have their ears, one is up and one is down. It's asymmetrical on both sides. So that's how they triangulate and listen as well as see for things. So.
And you were mentioning that I noticed with his feet or his talons and his claws, they're different than the other birds that you were showing us because the other ones don't have, he has a lot of feathers.
He does have a lot of feathers. He's got his own little mucklucks on. So he's got very, very furry feet. And they also have two toes facing forward as well as two toes facing back.
Well, we're thinking he's fairly new. You were saying that to us earlier. Like, you've only had him since November, so you're just training him now.
Yeah, he's still a fairly young boy. So I mean, he's new to our educational programs and things like that. We just started to get him to fly to the glove. So I mean, he still is, a little stressy, and he came all the way from Scotland and he did fantastic. Yeah. So we got to give him credit for that.
Sure. Well, we scare people with cameras, so I can't blame him. Well, Kim, what do you love about what you do with all of the birds that you have? What's your favorite thing?
I love the bond. I love working with them. To be able to work with a wild animal is just absolutely incredible. At the end of the day, though, you still always have to take home that it is a wild animal. It still can do a lot of damage to you. But to be able to share that with everybody, too, through our educational programs is something I really, really enjoy doing. Getting people aware of, conservation efforts that come along with birds of prey, as well as, the neat and interesting things that's specific to each bird of prey is something that a lot of people aren't aware of. And we like to bring that awareness to people. So it's absolutely fascinating. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, coming up next on Go, and we talk to Kim again, we're going to talk about birds of prey a little bit more, and because I know nothing about it, so I'm looking forward to that as well. So, Kim, we'll be back with you in a little while. Keep watching Go. We'll be right back.